morning, it's Janelle with Parsnips and Parsimony, and we are on our way to our bulk food distributor. This morning I got their distressed list, and if you don't know what a distressed list is, it's a list of all of their items that have been damaged over the course of the week, and they usually deeply discount those items so they can move them quickly. And I got the list today, and there were several items on the list that I was extremely interested in. So my husband, being the sport he is, said, let's go get them right now. Another thing is, you might not need 50 pounds or 25 pounds of these items, but there's usually the price is so fabulous that it's better to purchase it and then see if you can find a friend or friends to split this with. In this case today, I'm picking up 36 pounds of butter. I know that's a lot of butter, but I'm going to be splitting some of this with my sister-in-law. It just works so much better when you can find a friend. You can still both get these great deals. I've gotten a lot of questions about how you can find these type of distributors in your area. And first thing is probably the phone book, but I know phone books are a little out of date these days. So if you don't have a phone book, just go on Google and look up restaurant distributors or restaurant suppliers. You could look up bulk food distributors, but you might pick up Costco and Sam's Club and things like that, and that's not what we're looking for. You're looking for a large supplier who primarily supplies restaurants, bakeries, things of that nature. And not every place will serve to the public. As far as I found with these distributors, they do not charge a club fee like BJ's, Costco's, or Sam's Club. So it's just, we have to do the running and we have to do the repackaging. But if you're willing to do those few things, you can save a ton of money on your food bill. This is the place we go to, Hillcrest Foods. It's actually on an off back road. You would never guess there was a bulk food distributor here. But they have this large warehouse.
Here's Janelle inside of Hillcrest paying for the food, and I think she is reading their list of sales. Their sales list is different than the distressed list. The distressed list is for things that have been broken, and then the sale list is for things that are on sale this month. Usually the sales aren't quite as good as the distressed list. Peanut butter's dripping a little bit, and that's why it was distressed.
Yeah, they come in from the vendor. Sometimes they wrap the pallets so tight that it literally pops the top off.
Now I'll show you what we got in our haul. Here is my pile of distressed goods, and I'm just going to go through the list, tell you how much I paid for these items, and some of these I'm going to break them down price per pound so you guys can get an idea of how it compares to what you're buying. So let's start out with these two big bags of flour here. These are just North Dakota Mills all-purpose flour. This is the Miller's Choice brand. These 50-pound bags, obviously they've lost a little bit here, but they've got them all sealed up and taped. I paid $8.37 a bag. So this was $16.74 for these two bags, or 100 pounds of flour. Then we go to the turtle beans right here. Again, they've taped them up because they got a little hole in them. No biggie to me. This was a 25-pound bag for $15.19. That works out to be about 61 cents a pound. And here, the best price I can get at the grocery store is 99 cents a pound. This is desiccated coconut. And for those who don't know what desiccated coconut is, it is fresh coconut meat that is dried. It is not sweetened. The primary reason we use coconut is for our granola cereal, so this is perfect for what we're using it for. And this was a 25-pound bag for $30.71. Over here we have a bag of whole wheat fine flour. Now, whole wheat flour can come in a lot of different grinds. Again, you could have the coarse, the medium, or the fine. For baking, you really want fine or your bread comes out really funky. This again was in the distressed list, but it wasn't overly distressed. The bag looks pretty much intact except for that small hole there. And this was $9.89 for a 50-pound bag. Over here I have my really happy find. This is Teddy's all-natural old-fashioned peanut butter. These are hard to come by, and when they land on the distress list, they go like lightning speed. So as soon as this list came out, I called and I was able to snag this pail of peanut butter. This is a 35-pound pail of Teddy's peanut butter, and I paid $49.47. And the difference between the Teddy's peanut butter and the peanut butter that you get at the grocery store, just your normal store brand, is this is all natural. It's just peanuts and salt. There's none of the hydrogenated oils. There's no additives. Over here we have 36 pounds of butter. These are 36 1-pound blocks. This is a higher quality butter with a higher fat content than normal. But these I paid $2.22 a pound for. Now the difference between this and the grocery store is this is not divided up into 4 neatly wrapped cubes. It's a block, a 1-pound block. But that works fine for me. I've taught the kids how to cut it into quarters, and usually they're pretty accurate with it. The last thing I bought today was not on the distress list. It was their monthly sale list, and I almost forgot to get this. I was so excited about the distress list that I forgot the raisins, and then when I got there, I saw their sale list and I went, oh, I almost forgot raisins. This is a 30-pound box of seedless raisins by Thompson. We've had their raisins before. They're absolutely wonderful. And these are packaged just in a plastic bag and a whole box of raisins. And what we'll do is we'll divide these into gallon-sized bags and put them in our freezer, and these will last beautifully for months and months in our freezer. But they don't last months and months around here because my kids love them on that homemade oatmeal and granola that I talked about. Yeah. So for everything that I spent here, for everything that I bought here,
cereal. Yeah, cereal.
For everything that I bought here, I spent $239.87, which that's a lot of money, but there's a lot of long-term food here. The raisins, I'm going to say, are going to last us 4 to 6 months. The black beans will be almost, I'm going to say, at least a year on those unless I really start going to town. The butter, I'm actually splitting with my sister-in-law, as I told you guys earlier, so we're going to get half of that. The flour, I usually go through 50 pounds, depends how much I cook and bake, 50 pounds every 2 to 3 months, so I'm looking this is going to last me until midwinter, which is perfect because the baby's due in December and I'm not going to be wanting to go a lot of places, so I'm going to have all my little stores stocked up. Maybe this is part of the nesting mode of being pregnant, right? As for the coconut, I have never bought this quantity of coconut, so I'm not sure how long this will last for us, but we'll probably just bag it, put it in our extra refrigerator downstairs, and again, the peanut butter, who knows, but we'll put that in our refrigerator. And if you guys haven't seen the video where I show you how we organize our pantry and our bulk foods, I'll put a link for that up here and as well as in the description below, so you guys can go see the storage containers that we use to keep this food fresh for long periods of time. I want to quick give you a look at the distress list that they sent me this morning. This is a list of everything that was distressed at my local facility, and if you're looking at that list, there's some things on there that you would have no interest in, but if you know what you're looking for and you can comb through the list and find those hidden gems, that's where you're going to save a lot of money. You'll notice there's some different symbols and coding and things like that, like A/P, that would be all-purpose. ORG would be organic. Don't ever let these lists be intimidating to you. If you have questions, ask your local supplier. They are usually more than helpful because they want to sell this stuff. And the more you do this, the more you understand it, and you can really get some great deals. So what happens if you guys don't have a distress list, or your bulk food supplier doesn't have a distress list, sort of like one of my suppliers? Well, oftentimes when you buy in bulk like this, their prices are still better than your local grocery store. But this is where it pays to know what you're paying, the price per pound, or whatever the unit price is that you're paying at the grocery store. Sometimes you can get these products cheaper when they are on sale with coupons. If you guys do that, the whole couponing realm, sometimes they're not. You just need to know the unit price of items. And also, if you become pretty good friends with your local restaurant supply place and they don't have a distress list, ask them what they do with their distressed goods and maybe even suggest some sort of distress list that they can offer to their customers at a lower price, or maybe they would just be interested in selling to you directly. There's definitely lots of different options out there. But I think the big takeaway is it doesn't hurt to ask, talk to your local suppliers, and then if you can't find any, go to a local restaurant and say, hey, where are you getting your food from? You know, they will probably tell you, oh, we're getting it from Cisco, or we're getting it from X, Y, and Z. There are some places that you can buy this stuff online now, and their deals are pretty good. In fact, I've been very tempted by the deals that I've found on webstrongs.com. In fact, that's the place that I bought all of my food storage containers. They have amazing deals on like dried beans, rice, grains, things like that. The only downside is they need to ship it to you. This stuff is heavy. So if you can manage to put in a huge order and do just like a pallet load or 2 pallet loads, the pricing brings it down that it's probably worth your time and effort to get that large quantity, particularly if you can order with some friends. So that's definitely another option for some of you who might not have some of these suppliers in your area. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the description below. I totally realize that not everybody wants to eat the same types of foods that we eat, but this is what works for our family, and hopefully you can use some of these ideas to save a little bit of money on your food bill. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and watch our daily vlog. Bye.
Bye.